Welcome to the 5-hole on election day. Everyone go out there and get to voting. Let's talk about sports.
Let's take our mind off the
important things on the country's future, and let's talk about sports for a little bit. So we got a large elephant in the room.
Can we address it?
Yeah, address it. You could start.
Your beloved New York Yankees lost in the World Series.
Yeah, they did.
At home.
Yeah. And I was...
Thoughts?
Yeah, I was very upset. Obviously, I was very upset. I was very sad. The thing for me, which got me obviously, the thing for most Yankee fans is you lose in the World Series. That's a big deal. You lose on your own, in your own way. You beat yourself. The Dodgers didn't beat the Yankees. The Yankees beat the Yankees. I mean, you allowed 5 unearned runs. Cole left the game in the 7th with 0 earned runs. You can't have that. I mean, the fly ball from Judge.
They did get the timely hits, though.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they did. Absolutely. But
when it mattered.
Fly ball to Judge, I don't think, I want your opinion on it. I don't think that's such a big deal because that's his one error in the entire season. But I don't think that leads.
You couldn't have asked for a worse time.
You couldn't ask for a worse time, exactly. But I don't think it's the runs are his fault because at that point it was only 1 out, so it would be 2 outs, and Cole gets the next 2 outs. You know what I mean? Cole gets the next 2 strikeouts, and if Volpe doesn't, I guess bobble and then chuck it in the dirt to Jazz, and if Rizzo covers or if Cole covers the bag or Rizzo charges the bag, in that scenario, there's no doubt in my mind that Rizzo has to charge the bag.
On what? You have
to.
He's too fat. Too fat to.
He's a big boy. But I just think he's done. He's not coming back. Obviously, we know that now.
Good riddance.
Yeah, good riddance. I do like him. I did like him, but I feel like it's time to move on from certain pieces. A lot of this team should be moved on from. A lot.
So who are the guys or what spots do you want to
we got to talk about Joe Kelly later because I'm going to lose it on him.
Oh, yeah.
All right, keep going.
What spots are like the spots that you want to improve the most? First base, obviously.
First base, obviously. A lot of people think second base, but I don't think second base necessity. Oh boy, I don't think second base. I think necessarily. I think third base is more important because you can move Jazz to second.
I was gonna say, yeah.
You move Jazz to second, you get a third baseman. I mean, if I want to pull this up because I had it somewhere. Give me a second. So yeah, I think you should move him. I think you should move him to second base, and then obviously free agent sign a third baseman. And there's some good third basemen out there.
Yeah, this is the list.
Yeah, this is the list. Let me get to them. Let me get to some.
And Jazz is probably more comfortable at second anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have Alex Bregman. That's probably not going to happen.
No,
that's
just for obvious reasons.
Just for obvious reasons. Also, big money. Yohan Moncada, Gio Urshela. That's not happening again. Jace Peterson.
Nah.
Those are all the third basemen available. I think I'm missing. Am I not missing one?
There's got to be some that are listed that like under other positions. Maybe?
Under other positions. Okay, so let me just go through. I'll just go through what it is straight up. So obviously the big signings, but I also this is also something that people have been talking about is the first base is getting Goldie.
Oh, good luck.
Yeah, he's been rough, right? I know you were complaining about him recently.
He was excellent, of course, the MVP year 2 years ago, but like a mid-year last year, and then just like he's a strikeout machine now. What have we got going on?
I know. So we got a little comments in the chat. Where's the guy on the left? He's right here. What do you mean?
Transitioned.
Yeah, he's right here. He moved.
Gained a little weight.
No, Nick's not here. Nick's not. You lost a little weight.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. Nick's back in Long Island. He's going to vote.
Who commented
it? Anthony.
Oh, okay.
Bregman is not going to happen, obviously. Realistic best scenario is to bring Gleyber back for second. I disagree with that 100%. I can't. You can't bring Gleyber back. Cannot. Because then you know where that leads. Say you sign Juan Soto and then you bring Gleyber back, right? You're looking at maybe not one of the worst. Yeah, maybe one of the worst defensive second basemen. He picked it up at the end of last year, but he starts really rough. And I feel like you need to move on. There was problems with this team. I understand he wasn't a problem in the playoffs hitting wise because he actually did pretty well in the playoffs. But you need a refresh in a bunch of positions. That includes left field, second base, third base, and a lot. I mean, a lot of the relief pitching, like middle relief kind
You
of.
need like a real arm, I feel like, in the bullpen. It's
Yeah,
all like guys
absolutely.
that were just
and
kinda
there is a lot. Like,
reclamation projects.
there is definitely a lot of relief pitchers that are actually out there, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, but
Probably. I think
there's a lot of pitching.
Devin Williams might get traded from the Brewers. He's really good.
Let me pull up some of the relief pitchers. Yeah, I mean, Kenley Jansen, Ryan Presley, David
He's
Robertson.
good.
He had a good season for the Mets.
He did. He's actually
He actually
like an
didn't
ageless
have,
wonder
yeah,
kind
it's
of guy.
weird. He actually didn't have a bad season. What else we got? Blake Treinen, Joe
That's
Kelly.
your boy.
Ugh, Joe Kelly. I hate Joe Kelly. Clay Holmes, obviously Tommy Canley. I don't think you bring back Tommy. I love Tommy Canley, but I don't
Change up merchant.
Change up merchant. I don't think you bring him back. I guess that's kind of the ones that like Chafin, maybe. I don't
Not
really
bad.
know. I mean, I actually don't. I don't think any of these. I think what you do is you go out and either you get, because there is good second basemen too. Like, even if you want to leave Jazz at
Third.
third, if you want to leave Jazz at third, there is a bunch of second basemen who are available.
Who do you have? Like, let me see.
So right now there are Ha-Sung Kim,
He's good. He could play all over the
he
infield.
can play all over,
Yeah.
right?
Just not first.
Jorge Polanco, Adam Frazier. I feel like I'm looking at this list and I feel like there's way more.
I know. It seems like a weak free agent class.
That's what I'm
for some
saying, but I
reason.
feel like it's way more. Oh my God. Joey Gallo's available.
You want him
Go
again?
out and get Joey Gallo. No, I'm kidding. It's completely a joke. I feel like I'm looking at it. It's very weird that it looks so dead. Comments say I could bring Glaber back. The errors and the bat were great after the All-Star game. Yeah, I agree. And left field is clearly Dominguez. We know that. Yanks should put Soto first, obviously. Yanks should the number one priority, obviously, now that Cole kind of opted into his opt-out, which is weird. But I think that I think that's the best case scenario. You get Soto.
What's the optimism on that? The Soto.
For me,
Out of 10, what do you think the odds are? You get him.
7.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say like
6.
9 or something.
6.5.
What's the team you're most afraid of getting him? Dodgers or Mets?
The Mets.
Really?
Yeah, because it's been a thing all year, and like he has the money to pay. Obviously, the Dodgers have the money to pay, but I don't think the Dodgers. If the
could so
Dodgers
see it
get
happen.
Soto, it's over for the next 5 years. It is. They're going to win every World Series for the next 5 years.
No, come on.
Who's stopping them?
It doesn't. I don't think it's
I
just
know.
a roster.
I
thing.
understand that, but who's stopping them? What better team?
It's whatever team gets hot
What team is better than them?
on paper.
Yeah.
On paper, it would probably be none.
None.
But paper.
There's
how,
probably no
how often
team
does
better than-
paper ever happen?
Yeah,
Where
this
they
year.
win.
This year.
Right, first time in a while.
Yeah, sure. But I don't know. I think that I think that the Yankees, it's going to be like 14 years, 680 million. What is that?
Which is insane.
Yeah, I mean,
Nobody's worth that money. Nobody is.
I don't know.
But like,
I don't know.
I
way
get that's what the market is.
that's what
but
the market
nobody's
is,
ever gonna
yeah.
be worth that.
I mean, what is it? That's 14 years, 600 and what? 40?
80, I think you said.
680 over 14 is 48 a year. That's doable. That's doable.
48 a year, 14 years, and him sustaining that level. I don't know.
Baby, we live in a world where they allocate money. We'll pay him in 2070.
It's true. And then
Hey.
you're gonna be doing what you don't like about the Dodgers.
Exactly. If it's legal, let's use it. I don't care. If it's legal, let's use it.
I guess.
So, what we get? Dodgers, Shohei absolutely ruined the free agent market. 100%.
True.
100%. Yeah. I think that
Extremely. That's the most fair statement.
it's a
to say.
no. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer that that's 700 million, especially allocating the money, which I find ridiculous. Allocating the money that ruined everything.
Probably.
It had to. It had to have ruined everything.
It's a bad loophole, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's an awful. I don't know
You
how,
can't have that.
but don't the. I don't know if anybody watching knows, but didn't the teams vote to allow that? Don't you have to like vote to allow it based on the owners?
It must be like a common practice, I guess. Like,
I know it's happened before to low money contracts.
Yeah.
It's never happened in this capacity
at this like
at this level
amount of money.
Yeah, anywhere near it. I think like one of them was like a couple million or 2 million, 3 million, but not 70.
It's shady, but like, I don't know. Teams do shady stuff all the time.
Nice, good catch.
Yeah.
Good catch. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but first of all, number one priority for the Yankees is Juan Soto, right? Get Juan Soto out of the way. You sign him, and then you got to work on your other things. Whether left field,
1B.
whether left field is, I don't see Verdugo coming back. Whether left field is Dominguez, because you got to let
It's
him.
gotta
The
be,
guy's
yeah.
played maybe 12 games in the league, and it's 2 years in. I mean, obviously he had
know.
that big injury, but
Played in the Little League game and he looked like Dookie.
yeah, he's insane. He was gross, but
In
he
the
was
Little League?
gross. No, not. I'm saying like he
No.
was gross in. He like coming up and the entire. He's
Yeah,
number
he's
one in
a
the farm
top
system.
prospect,
Top prospect, number one in the farm system the entire time, and he was supposed to be. Like
The
obviously,
Martian.
They call him the Martian. Yeah, he was supposed to be gross. And he just comes in. He had a good start those first couple games, before getting hurt. But I just don't. I don't know. What do you think happens if we don't get him?
If you don't get Soto,
Yeah,
who your replacement will be?
where he goes mostly. Where do you think he's gonna go?
If not in New York.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see the Dodgers getting him. I would hate to say it, but
Yeah,
like,
that would completely like absolutely destroy me. That would destroy me. I mean, because obviously I just know it's over at that point, and I think that I don't. know.
I would have to look up other replacements for outfield.
I mean, there's not. I know there's a. We just obviously looked at them, even though this list doesn't look that great. But
Is John Birdie going to be under contract, or is he a 1-year guy?
I thought he was a 1-year guy, but I mean,
you should bring
he's useless.
what
Useless.
he did. I thought he did a pretty admirable job. in his
Absolutely useless.
limited time.
There's a lot of left fielders. Yeah, there's a bunch of left fielders that are actually out there. That here are the right fielders: Santander, Hayward, Duvall, and we got Whit Merrifield. I mean, I don't know, dude. Left field's really nice.
Santander? That's a
Left field, left field looks great. Teoscar, Conforto, Canna, Verdugo, Jimenez, O'Neill, Slater, Pham, Winker, Profar, Turner, Blackman.
you could always
Peterson.
move them over too.
What?
You could always move them over to right field too. Like,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
not the
You can
worst.
actually do that. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our third member who is come out of the depths,
Out of the bullpen.
out of the bullpen.
the bullpen cart.
He's come out.
A little too tiny for this mic.
Yeah.
That's okay.
He's finally broke free out of the chains that hold him into that little tiny room behind us after getting banished.
I was on temporary suspension, but I'm happy to be back.
Mhm.
Happy to be in front of the screen for once. Thank you.
Definitely got to clap up. Let's just get a little.
No, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Oh, yeah.
it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good
That's
stuff.
well needed. Well needed.
Thank you. So
Welcome
what have
back.
you guys been?
We're trying to figure out what the Yankees do, and it's honestly not like in different positions. What do you think? Obviously, Soto's number one priority, but in the infield, what do you do?
Did you see the MLB Network like Plan B if no Soto, like that graphic? It was basically Tanner Scott, Christian Walker, Santander.
which is kind of awesome.
Santander.
They kind of like went and Hassan Kim. I forgot. I don't know if it was like
yeah,
a
we
TikTok
talked
guy,
about him. Yeah,
but they went through all of those projected contracts, and it would still be like $50 million less than a Soto deal.
Oh, 100%.
I love Soto for what
are
he's
you
done.
are you on the bandwagon of not getting Soto?
Well, the thing with the Yankees is if they don't get Soto, the Plan B won't work too efficiently.
That's
so-
They'll
also
get
a
like
good
one of
point.
them maybe.
Yeah.
Exactly. So obviously, yes, like I don't know, baseball, you just kind of you'd rather have 4 7 out of 10 guys than 1 10 out of 10 guy.
Gets
So
more
you're on the.
complete.
You're. That sounds fully
No,
to me
I'm
like
not,
Soto's
like-
fine. You're out. You're done. You're okay with Soto going.
Well, okay. I mean, if you had to like put a gun to my head and was like, would you rather have those 4 or 5 players that I just named or just Soto? Yeah, I'd probably take the 4 or 5 players.
We got a comment. Hey, just joined the show. Was wondering who won the World Series.
The Dodgers won the World Series.
The Dodgers won the World Series,
Mhm.
and Joe Kelly did absolutely nothing.
He's ringed up
commented
for the
that?
third time.
The freaking bulldog.
I
did.
hate it. Yeah, the
The
bulldog.
Bulldog.
I hate him.
The
No,
bulldog's
not
back.
the bulldog. I hate Joe Kelly. I hate Joe
Listen.
Kelly because he just talks and he was hurt the entire postseason and you're talking for no
I
reason.
gotta say, I'm a big Kelly guy.
Of course you are.
Because he's
Started with the Cardinals. Yeah.
exactly that. I've received I think Chris said I look like him one time, so I have to rep my boy
I hate him, dude.
And
He's
I
such
can
a,
see it.
You're nothing like him.
Joe Kelly. Yeah,
Yeah.
true. But
Yeah,
well,
you
maybe
Like,
in competitive situations.
He takes an interview in his car with Louis Vuitton glasses on, and he's like, yeah, we knew they were over. We knew they were done. It's like, dude,
Meanwhile, the manager admitted to the world saying that he was
scared for Game 6.
pooping his pants
Oh, I
if they
know.
came to Game 6. So do we trust
Yeah, I
Joe
didn't-
Kelly talking about that,
Who
or maybe the
didn't play.
manager?
Yeah, I trust the manager. I think that's just, and a lot of comments were like, this just shows why the Dodgers are a classless organization. I agree.
And Dave Roberts honestly had like a personal connection because God forbid they blew that, he would have been gone the next day. So
You think so? They fired
Yeah.
him?
after years and years and years of every single postseason collapse you could ever think of imaginable and winning one Mickey Mouse ring,
No,
he's very liked, but
I think that would ruin the clubhouse. They wouldn't want to do that.
I don't care what their clubhouse does.
what do you think? You didn't answer.
What?
What about you? You'd rather go with the Soto than the 4 options?
I'd
if
rather
that
go. I'd
happens?
rather go with the Soto, move Jazz
Yeah,
to
that's fair.
second base, and then
Really?
yeah,
Wait, you're done with Glaber?
yeah, I'm done. With
Why?
Glaber. I'm done.
Bro, he was like
I
one of our
know,
best
I
players from
talked
like
about-
August.
I talked
1st
about it,
on.
but I think you need a mental reset. I think you need like a team rebrand.
So who comes in for Glaber?
Rebrand.
Hassan Kim?
That, I mean, we looked at it.
He's I like.
well, no, I want a
Hassan.
third baseman. Alex
Kim-
Bregman.
Kim
Yeah,
Alex
why are
play
people
there.
mentioning Bregman?
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's probably the last place he'd go.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Maybe it does. That would be exciting.
He also
I
wants like
hate
a
him.
lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, he's on 20 million now. He's going to get
I mean,
more.
correct me if
He's
I'm
not that
wrong, but he
great
kind of
anymore.
had like a little bit of a down year.
Yeah, he hasn't been the same since Juice Balls, honestly.
He's always going to be a really good shortstop, but it seems like he's never reached that.
I can look.
He
up.
actually did. Wasn't he like second place in MVP? It might have been the 2019 year.
Yeah, he had like 40 homers, right? 41 homers.
He might have won. He might have had second place in MVP that year.
I watched the whole.
How do I
video.
check what? I don't know how to check that.
What?
But Willie Adames, well, how many pins did he only play shortstop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah, it's not happening. You're not getting him and moving.
Yeah. Apparently, he's going to get 200 million, which is pretty crazy.
Nick Natalie keeps talking about that.
Yeah, I mean,
he loves Adamas. For
he
some
loves
reason.
Adames. Hey, the Mets fans, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't. I'm sorry.
They're probably going to get Manaea.
I mean, listen, the
And
shortstop.
They're
on
gonna
the back.
fucking. They're gonna
Nice.
friggin' overpay for Mania too, because he's the most like honestly.
But it was
Is he that
mechanical.
good?
It was a
Good.
mechanical thing.
The Mets, good.
Yeah, this Chris
Good.
Sale thing.
Good. Let
No,
him,
I know,
let him,
absolutely.
let
he
him
actually
pay.
might
let him pay.
just be a really good pitcher from here on out because of his mechanical change.
Okay, but we see that all the time. That pitchers make mechanical changes, and it works.
What was his
for
regular
a pi-
season? It's
for-
probably the same stuff.
I mean, it's really not.
What do you have, like a 3.7? You know, like it's,
Maybe less than 3.5.
It really wasn't that. It was good. It was better, but
But 3.5 ERA, if you pitch every 5 days, gets you 20 million a year. So
which is sad. It's crazy.
this year was a 3.47.
yeah, he'll get 20 million a year.
He's also 32.
It's a
And
pitcher.
he actually
That's
hasn't
his
been
best.
that good
That's his
ever.
best
Yeah.
season ever.
Yeah, no, he's always had this like
a mid-
fake potential.
4.4, 4.9, 3 high 3.9, 4.5, 4.3. I mean, yeah, whatever. Let him pay him. I don't care about that. Let the Mets pay whoever they want to pay on that team. Pay what's it called? Pay
Soto.
Pay Iglesias. No, don't pay Soto. Please stop.
So you want the 7 out of 10s, which is kind of smart.
You
I
want
know
you
you
want
guys
to
are
build
kind
a
of
team,
pitting me
but
into a
when
corner
but when
saying
do they
that,
do
like,
that?
You're forcing me to say that I don't want Soto, but
Okay, but when do they do that? That's my question.
no, they don't.
They don't do that. That's never the team. That's never what they do. They
But
never
would you
go
be
out.
like-
Last year,
You realize if they get Soto, that's it. They're not spending another dime.
I think they get Soto and probably bring in some C class relievers, and then
What'd they do the year they got judged? Did they sign anyone?
Rodon.
the
That was
Rodon,
it.
yeah,
Oh,
and then C
That's a
class
big one.
relievers.
Yeah.
still that's decent.
That's the Yankees class. That's the Yankees class. They're like, we're just gonna bring in relievers that have 15 ERAs and just hope they do better because Matt Blake's amazing.
Sometimes they do.
Did
Most
Matt
of the time
Blake,
they do.
Matt
Luke
Blake's
Weaver?
a great. Luke Weaver, exactly.
I hope they bring back Clay Holmes.
Mets own the.
I'm not
Yankees.
even kidding.
Mets
fifth inning
own
role.
the
Yeah,
Yankees in
exactly.
2024.
Put 'em in through
Gladly
6 to
pay
8.
Soto. Thank you, Sal.
Good for him.
Sal said
Speaking his mind.
Mets own the Yankees. That's fantastic. Congrats that you guys own the Yankees. I'm very happy that you that you won your World Series in the regular season. We have a special guest from the depths of Long Island.
Nice ringtone.
Thank you. Nick Natalie, you're on WIUR.
I decided to give you boys a call. I know I had to go home, but
Hey,
What's up, Nick?
I just wanted to check in and see how the boys are doing.
We're doing good.
we miss you.
We're talking about your Mets
I know.
right now.
We are talking about the Mets. Look at that. It's like I knew.
Yeah, it's like you
I-
know.
You're basically here.
6 cents.
I know. I decided to give you boys a call. What are we talking about? What's up with the Mets? We like what the Mets are doing?
We want. What are the Mets doing?
I don't
Yeah,
think
what do
they've
they
done
do?
anything.
I don't know. I mean, talking about them. What's up? What's up with
We're
the Mets?
talking
What do you-
about Soto and if he goes to the Mets, or if you got like how much you're going to sign Manaea for.
All right. So my thing with Manaea, I think that Manaea is going to get a little over 20, 25-ish multi-year deal. Maybe, I don't know. Definitely a multi-year deal. Definitely 3-4 years. Like, he wants to be locked up for a little bit. You know, he's bounced around a lot, so he's
Yeah.
definitely earned it. 100% earned it. He is a solid number 3, if not maybe possibly number 2, depending on what else the Mets do in free agency. Love him. Severino, maybe not as much, I think. But again, if he goes somewhere else, I wouldn't be too upset. But Manaea, I think, is definitely a bigger priority of them. Definitely giving him a multi-year deal. I've heard that they're looking to put Pete on a short-term deal, something around the 3-4 year range.
How much
and
AAV?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But
He'll
around the
probably
3
get
to
more
4.
than 5 from some team.
5 years, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
What is he, 30?
Yeah.
He'll get 5. He'll get 5.
Why
and
don't you
he'll-
guys just pay him?
that would be really funny.
They're
would
not
love
going-
He's
the
a
Mets
good
aren't
player.
They're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's a great
But
power
he-
hitter.
fighting.
This year sucked. Regular
Yeah.
season.
How many
Yeah.
homers? I mean,
Not a
how many
lot.
homers did he have?
Not a lot in the regular season.
It
I
was
don't think.
above average, like compared to MLB hitting,
Yeah.
but for
Yeah,
his
Yeah, but
standards,
it's his standards.
30?
That's why. I don't think
Yeah.
he's
He's
34.
been on the
Yeah.
he's been on the decline since he came up.
240.
His numbers, I think, have only slightly gone down, or like they've dipped and they've gone up, but he has never had as good as a year as he did when he got called up.
Mm.
And
Two spots.
that's been kind of disappointing. And we know how good he can be. But listen, I think Pete would be a great fit for the Yankees. Listen,
Nick, I hate to break it to you. Take that guy and send him to the moon. If he comes to the Yankees,
Yeah.
I'm not going to one game.
okay.
Yeah.
I want
know he's-
nothing to do with loser Pete Alonso. Absolutely nothing.
I'd rather
He
have
could take
Saddam
his
Hussein
he could take his
play first.
240. He could take his 240 batting average and go to like the Tigers or something. I want nothing to do with him.
No, I think
Him and
if
Spencer
he doesn't
Torkelson
go-
actually have a lot of similarities now that you say Tiger.
I know they do.
They kind of look the same.
Oh.
Same build?
Yeah, same players. Style, kind of.
Nick, I'd rather have you out there playing first base
Well,
than Pete Alonso. It's the same person.
Did you dress up as him for Halloween, Nick?
Did I dress up as Peter Halloween? No.
He-
I dressed up
That's
as
that school.
Jack Daniels, and Allison went as Coke.
Nice. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, it was a good.
Do you have
She
anything?
made the costume.
Do you have anything else to say before we let you go?
Well, about Juan Soto, I think, and obviously throughout the course of the season, I honestly yes, I was optimistic about Juan Soto. I never had a real feeling that he was going to come to the Mets. I never really did. And he had a great year, and I think all Yankee fans are appreciative of the year he had. But I honestly think the Yankees I think the Mets are better set up to take on Soto in a contract than the Yankees. I think the Yankees can do a lot more for their lineup and their pitching staff with that money than just get Juan Soto. I think there's a lot that they could go and do for that amount of money and have a much bigger impact on next season than just going and signing him. And, plus that, what you would sign him for at an annual average in AAV, and plus that, I think the Yankees
I think that's
shouldn't sign Soto.
I think that's the thing
And
that scares me the most is because Connor said the same thing before you called. And I think that a lot of Yankee fans are starting to feel that way. I know a lot of radio hosts are saying that too. And there's a lot of talk around it that the Yankees can do, can build other pieces with that money. Nick, say goodbye to everybody.
All right. Wait. Can I talk about why the Mets are in a better spot, or do you don't want me to?
You
30
can talk.
seconds,
30
go.
seconds. Go.
Listen, the Mets have $150 million going off the books between guys they don't even own on the team anymore, and they have a ton of prospects. So if the Mets do go out and sign Soto, they don't have to go out in free agency and just buy the rest of they need for their team. They can trade for it. They have like 5-6 guys that have a lot of trade value, and they can trade away to bring in what they need to finish off their kind of rebuild or finishing off their offseason. They're in a much better spot compared to the Yankees. I think the Yankees should not sign Soto. Go get Alex Bregman. Go get Willie Adames and Christian Walker and Max Fried or Corbin Burns. And for the same amount of money you would sign Juan Soto, the Yankees would be in such a much better spot than they would be if they signed him next year.
Okay. I like that. That was your good
Thank
30
you, Nick.
seconds. I like that.
We'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I love you, boys. I'll
Love
see you
you
guys
too.
next week.
Love you too. See you next week.
Peace.
Everyone go vote.
What? Go
He said
Bulls.
everyone- no, he said everyone- Oh my god. I got the thing on. Okay. So that was our one, the only Pete Alonso, Nick Natalie.
Yes. Our polar
Nick,
bear.
thank you for calling. Everybody in the chat, because I know we got a bunch of people in the chat right now. Comment what you think, who you think Soto is going for, who's going to at the end of this offseason, and who do you think is more suited to get him, like Nick said, because Nick brought up a couple really good points for both teams. That
He did.
maybe Soto is a little bit more valuable to the Mets at this point, where the Yankees should build in other spots to make a whole.
You hear
a more
like
complete
one thing
lineup.
that people bring up is like
Because you forget this is a World Series team, so
who?
the Yankees.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, they've made it.
Do you think it's more about if they sign him, like, or if wanting to sign him, is it more about keeping the fans happy, or like actually
I think for the
needing
Yankees,
him for the lineup?
for the Yankees, it's about keeping the fans happy. That's what I
Like,
think.
do you
He
think if you
has
lose him and
draw.
get 3 guys, like he said, do you think the 3 guys would be more helpful?
I think I think getting 3 good guys, but then you don't know. Like
Like
you
a
know what
Santander or
Soto
someone
is.
else?
You know what Soto
reliever.
is though.
You do.
There's no one on Soto's level. In
True.
my head, I would take Soto and maybe like if like 2 B level guys or like a B, because you're gonna have to get someone. You're not bringing back. You're not running it back with the team. I mean, you see it now.
You
Like
do have to
Rizzo's
make a little
gone. You
change,
have to
yeah.
get a first baseman. There has to be
They're
someone.
probably gonna just say Ben Rice had enough good at bats.
I'm gonna hate that, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think
They
that
will, bro.
John Birdie.
John
I'm.
Bird.
Why am I kind of convinced to not sign Soto now? I mean, yeah, Pete did more than Judge in the postseason from Luke.
High key.
Absolutely.
Pete
Not
absolutely,
even.
Pete absolutely did more, but there is no comparison in the 2 people.
Yeah.
There is no comparison in the 2 players. I will not have that sort of conversation.
Yeah, it's not even worth our
It-
time.
it's not even worth the time to talk about it on the show. The conversation doesn't matter.
Right.
Aaron Judge is a once in a lifetime player.
Not.
Are you looking for validation? Or are you
No,
confirming?
I'm
that?
confirming.
I
Aaron
don't
Judge
know.
Just unfortunately, when
Just,
the lights,
in
the
the
lights
regular
are too
season.
bright,
in the regular season at this point, but
he ain't
it
built
was
for
very unfortunate that he did start pick up his bats in those last 2 games, and it wasn't enough.
And he forgot how to catch a fly
and he
ball.
forgot how to catch
Yeah.
a fly ball, which is the only, which we talked about. Call back to a couple of
know.
weeks ago. We talked about like how I think Judge. This conversation shouldn't happen now, obviously, because he dropped the fly ball in Game 5. But Aaron Judge is also a very good center fielder.
That was his first error of the year.
Yeah, he's
What a time
sneaky
for it to
good.
go.
What a
Defender.
time!
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
we talked about that before. But yeah, so if you guys want to comment, let me know where you guys think he's going to go. If it's Yankees, Mets, whatever, let us know. I want to talk about Joe Kelly's comments because we didn't fully touch it.
Sure.
I think he's an absolute loser, and I want to play it. So talk about it while I find it.
I mean, Robert really likes the guy.
I do like him. I mean, more of I don't like him.
Everybody likes it
Necessarily
because
what he
of what he
said.
did to the Astros, but now he's like, just like, you have to back it up when you're a troll.
Yeah, he has to. He's full
Like,
in.
you didn't play.
Yeah,
But like, I can understand why he's riding on his high horse, and I can understand why all Yankee fans are salty.
it's 3rd ring.
Yeah, but it's like okay,
Third?
so this
Well,
is
it might be his 4th. Did we draft him when he?
so this is Joe
Yeah.
Kelly.
Definitely his 3rd.
I think it's
He
on
won one
a-
with you
Dodgers.
guys.
No. I mean, Red Sox, right? Was he there?
He was there in 18.
I think he
think
was.
so.
Yes, he was. He
Dodgers
did. He
and-
beat
I
them.
know the 2 Dodger
Yeah.
ones. Huh.
So
and maybe one with
this
us.
is from Blake
In the minor.
Harris, I think his podcast.
Who is that?
You said you play the Yankees base. So did you guys know? Was that sort of the thing? That,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We were saying it every single game. Just let them throw the ball to the infield. They can't make a play. I mean, you saw Shohei got an extra base going to third on sloppy Glaber play. It's well known. We all knew. I mean, we're the Dodgers. We know every little detail. But I mean, past that, it was a fun series. I mean, they almost snagged a couple wins. You know what I mean? But I mean, if it was like the NCAA, like basketball, baseball, hockey, or football, I mean, like it was just a mismatch from the get go. Like we had a playoff re-ranking. Like they might be ranked 8th or 9th best playoff team. You know what I mean? Like you're putting the Padres ahead of them. You're putting the Phillies ahead of them. You're putting the Mets ahead of them. You're putting the Braves ahead of them, and the Braves just got unlucky because they had to play that doubleheader. You're putting, I mean, the Guardians played like crap, but the Guardians played better baseball around. Like it was just a complete mismatch, and it's kind of the same feeling from 2018 when we had to go play the Dodgers. Like the Red Sox.
Then talks about his time in the Red Sox. But I some of those comments I get it. Some of them are correct, right? Infield, they make a lot of mistakes. But some of them are like a complete mismatch that it wasn't even a competition. Yankees almost won game 1.
Should have
won game 1. They could have won. I mean, game 2 was a little bit of a different problem, but they could have won the last game too. They could have 3 wins. They didn't. They could have 3 wins, but they didn't. And it wasn't a mismatch. Like it was a complete. And saying that the Yankees are the 8th best team, putting the
that's
Braves,
wild.
who didn't make the playoffs, above them is ridiculous. Okay, you could say they're maybe not the 2nd best team in the playoffs. Okay, that's a conversation.
I love how you brought up like they got screwed by the doubleheader and like just forgetting the fact that the Braves were average the entire regular season.
They're a wild
They
card.
just-
They were a wild card team,
Yeah.
and they didn't. They were a wild card team, and they didn't make it. Like that. Like what is that?
I mean, they made it, right? The Braves?
No,
They made it.
No, I'm saying like they didn't. They didn't. What's it called?
What?
They didn't advance. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, the wild card team that didn't advance is what I was saying.
Weird way of saying it.
But the point is that you're talking about teams that are losing in a 3-game set to a team that made the World Series.
He's low key right about the Padres. They're kind of filthy.
The Padres were gross.
That's a
They
tough-
just ran it. I mean, they
that
ran
would've
into the
been a tough one.
Dodgers. But like,
I
That
understand what he's saying.
was the
with,
World
like,
Series.
NCAA. Like it's
Like,
actually funny when you think
8th
about it. If
ranking,
you
but,
like
like,
did like NL
I
and AL,
hate the NCAA formats. I hate them.
well, it's just funny because it's college. But if you did do a re-ranking, I think a lot of people would probably have the Yankees at 3 or 4.
Not the way some. I mean, I would be okay with like 3. I mean, I do think the Mets. If you're talking about the best team, I think the Mets got hot at the right time, but I also don't think that the Mets were a better team.
Right. So
all
what's
around.
the argument he's making? Like the Mets got very hot. Like the team that gets hot is the one that wins, obviously. And
Yeah,
like,
his
is he saying
argument-
on paper, or like what is he saying? Like,
I think he just meant Joe
The
Kelly
Mets
just speaks nonsense for no reason.
That's probably
But
what
you're
it
talking
is.
about it's a pitcher who hasn't played. I get it, he was injured, but he was a non-contributor. And then he brings up, I mean, and then even the Kike Hernandez comments during that parade where he was talking about like when they saw the Fat Joe thing on the screen, they knew it was over. It was like, yeah, but they act like it wasn't
was horrible.
It acted like it wasn't competitive
Yeah, it
games.
wasn't. They didn't steamroll every game.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was competitive. There were competitive games.
Every game
All
was
of
close.
them.
yeah.
Now, I mean, not the Mets series where every game was a blowout.
Yeah, either way.
Either
True.
way, they were all competitive games. To say that they knew that it was a mismatch and that they're the Dodgers, they know every detail. That's nonsense.
They are probably the smartest team in the league.
I mean, every team has an analytics department. How
Every
much are
single
you-
No,
I
but
mean,
they
it doesn't matter. It just
consistently
analytic
make good
and
reclamation projects with all their pitchers.
analytics.
They do.
Makes
Yeah.
yeah,
Like what
their
they did with
pitchers
Kopech
were
was wild.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Blake Trinan, they did it. Tommy Cantley, they do it. Jimmy Nelson, they do it with.
Yeah,
So
I mean, obviously they have a good team.
They're
That's why
probably the class.
they have a
I hate to say it, but they probably are.
they
Class organization. What?
they're a what?
Class organization?
I think that's the wrong term to use. I think they're a smart organization. They're not class.
How are they not class?
They're classless.
I think the baseball is class, but maybe not the personality attitude. Is what he's talking about.
But we're talking about the organization.
Yeah, I think class is the wrong word to use for it. I think it's
What baseball attitude is bad on that team? What are you talking about?
I think Joe Kelly's comments.
like Joe Kelly, Kike Hernandez, Teoscar Hernandez. Those are
What did
three.
Teoscar Hernandez say?
Theo.
Teoscar Hernandez has had multiple. Like I'm not saying with the Dodgers this year, but I'm saying
Oh.
in his. I think that they've and the
Did you
Yankees
know he
could,
won a ring in 17? Totally forgot. he was on
Oh,
that
the,
team.
yeah.
the Yankees also.
He was a non-factor.
The
probably, yeah.
Yankees also don't have like I think that's something I don't personally like is like Alex Verdugo, like the way he acts, or like some things he'll say. Like I get that. I don't like players like that. I'm
Yeah.
a big.
You live and die on that kind of personality.
You do, yeah.
When it
And
works,
we
it's
saw
awesome.
that. We saw
Like a
that
Jazz.
exactly.
Yeah.
We saw that in the second series with Jazz. Like he died on that hill.
Same thing what they say about Jesse Winker. Like everyone hates him, but Mets fans love him now. It's just kind of like one of those
I
guys where
love
if he's
him.
on your team, you love him. If he's
Yeah,
not, you
I
hate
mean,
him.
I agree. I think that
He never had that though with the Reds or anyone. It's kind of like a recent thing. He's
No,
had.
apparently, like he like despised everything about the Brewers. Like that's kind of
Yeah.
oh no, like the Mariners, he was pretty.
He's bad on both of them.
Yeah. And then he fell off, and then obviously went to the Nats.
He batted like
but
190.
I
Yeah,
think
he's-
I think Joe Kelly just does it for the.
Probably.
for
He's
the
a
dra-
meme.
Nobody
He's a
was
big
talking
meme
about it.
guy.
He just see like that whole. I remember where he was doing the whole like pouty face thing on the mound.
Yeah,
That
we
was-
all love that.
I
was
thought that was
cool.
funny.
Yeah,
I
I
thought that
love
was
that too,
hilarious.
especially because of the
Because that's
Astros.
good. That's in the
But I don't get it.
that's in the game, but you're breaking down the entire.
He was on that Red Sox team
That did
who-
practically.
who cheated.
Yeah.
They cheated. The Yankees did too, by the way. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Well, the whole thing
Yankees
was
didn't win, so it doesn't matter.
The
I
whole
guess.
thing with the cheating
Yeah,
was
no, but it's just
the
funny.
Yankees and the Red Sox got fined for the electric part of it. That seems like the only thing that separated the Astros was this whole banging trash can relay system.
It's all illegal though, no matter what. All three teams.
Sure,
They got fined, all of them.
sure, but I mean, we didn't win.
They all
so.
no, I'm just putting that
I think
out.
that it's ridiculous that they still have a ring, but whatever.
No, you would take it away?
Yeah,
And even if you take
They-
it away, nobody's really
absolutely.
going to care.
But
no
I,
one's
I
gonna-
watched a good
I don't know.
They
Yankee fans
said-
would care. But
They
No,
said
I
they
mean,
stopped
maybe.
doing it in the playoffs.
Yeah,
which
I mean,
yeah, but that's like the biggest horse.
No,
yeah,
I
like,
mean,
what-
there's
what do you say?
no-
no. We promised we
Yeah,
stopped.
exactly.
We stopped to the.
We
point-
were doing it all regular season, but the most important time of the year,
We
we're actually
stopped.
going to be
We-
noble
we played-
Well,
citizens.
if you
Like,
let,
you
if you let
believe
me
that?
talk,
Robert.
if
we
you let me
played for
talk,
real.
I'll finish my point.
Go.
What's the point?
Because I watched a video the other day and they said there was like audio analysis of the trash cans. There was none from September like 15th on. Like none.
I
So I'm
find
not
that- I
I'm not
find
pulling
that-
that out of nowhere.
I find that very hard to believe. Maybe you didn't hear it on the audio clips from the cameras. I find it hard to believe because it's also the postseason. There's a lot of cheering going on and crowd noise.
Yeah, but I also said September 15th. So
I
there's
watched
none
that
from
I
same-
there.
understand that.
that
That's
same
crunch
video.
time.
So it couldn't be the
That's
crowd.
crunch time. September's crunch time. September's
A lazy Sunday afternoon, I think there'd be
in,
something.
in September.
No, we went to a
in a-
Yankee
in
game.
a
It
gr-
wasn't like crazy. You got that was crunch time for you guys.
When? Oh, you're on your birthday. Yeah,
It wasn't crazy. Like
I thought it
don't
was
know.
pretty good.
What?
We had a good crowd. That
Crowd? The Yankees crowd's always
Cardinals.
good.
Yankee crowd. Yeah, I mean,
But
we're
it,
talking about
it
a team
wasn't
who
like
hasn't-
a cheering crowd, like a postseason
But
crowd.
I also don't think in that crowd of 40,000 people, you're necessarily going to always, the camera's going to always pick up banging.
No, but it wasn't. I don't think it's the camera how they measure audio. I think it's.
I mean, maybe
there's
he's
something
right
else.
with
Is
the
it
trash
not?
can stuff.
Is it not? How do they measure that audio?
I don't know. It was like a weird audio level thing they had. It was a video I watched. Foolish Baseball. Shout out. And
I watched
they-
the same video. It's really good.
You might
It's
be right.
good, really
I'll send it to me. I want to
It's
watch it.
it's just like the whole concept of like cheating in the regular season and not continuing in the postseason. Like, what was the point? Of
I
you
do.
doing
I
it in the
find that
first
really
place?
hard to believe.
well, it's actually honestly impressive that they continued that pace of hitting
I think they cheated still.
in
Yeah.
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Based on what? I have
don't
more
know.
evidence than your
Based
side.
on
Based
that,
on just-
why would you stop?
Yeah. Why?
Documented cheating when baseball matters more.
What do you mean? Because I mean, you said you watched the video. You did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
but I'm not
saying,
saying that there's
whereas
still a chance.
he's saying there's still a chance, like based on whatever audio. Forget about the audio. Like there's still that. Why would they? Maybe they found another way to do it. Why would they?
That's like,
stop.
bro, writing the answers for a test on your hand and not looking at your hand. What was the point of doing that?
Exactly.
No, they stopped it in the regular season. You guys keep.
In September. You act like there was 3 months left in the regular season. It's September.
What do you mean?
Why would you risk all that consequence for regular season midsummer cheating? Especially when you were a good team as it was. Just doesn't make sense.
You know
What do you
I'm
mean? They wanted to probably get a good lead. I don't know, a good lead in the standings.
saying? But I like you're gonna do it in a mid August Sunday game, but you're not
Listen,
gonna do
none
it
of
in
us
the World
know. I'm
Series.
just saying that's the
That's what
the
we're
evidence
saying.
I have.
I don't think I know you don't know, but I'm saying what our opinion is like why would they stop?
Yeah, just
Right,
makes
I
no
don't know.
sense.
There's
Yeah.
some players in the team that didn't even do it. So I mean, whatever. That's
Yeah,
why would
the
they
only
not
one
take
I know
part?
is like Altuve was like
Josh Reddick
not
and
into
Tony
it.
Kemp.
We have Luke said, I just wanted to say that the Mets were more than just a got hot team. The Mets went 61-36 since June 12th. That's over half the season. Correct. They were in the later parts of the season, they were also a very good team. You're also missing the point where in August they fell out of a playoff spot and they were on the last day game 162 trying to get into a playoff.
Right, I know that's the they
Like,
were
you-
a get hot team.
Like you're
That's the epitome of it, getting in last.
You guys
and-
fell to a position where when you're fighting on literally the last day of the season for a doubleheader to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's not like you're strolling into the playoffs because you got really good in the you guys were the best record, sure. But you guys were still in the wild card spot.
I know that's
The
literally a
last
get
wild
hot
The
card
team.
last
Yeah.
wild card spot. That's a get hot team. I mean, you can't say otherwise.
They wouldn't even have made it if Lindor didn't hit that home run. So against
True, I
Yeah,
know.
they would have lost. I mean,
I'm not denying their clutch, but I mean,
oh, very
congrats
clutch.
to
I
the
think they're
Mets
very
fans.
clutch,
Hope you
yeah.
had fun spending $80 on a Grimace costume and
And
sweating
for-
your balls
oh,
off on
oh,
Halloween.
And for every single person and Met fan who talked about
Can't wait to send the Grimace seat next year.
no, I when the tweets that after obviously I checked Twitter when we lost after I teared a little bit when I saw Juan Soto cry. Looking at Twitter and every Met fan was like, the Mets won 2 games. The Mets won 2 games. Thank you. Only one. It's like hang a banner, dude.
Yeah.
Like we won 2 games against the Dodgers. Congrats. What does that even mean?
You
means-
tell me. I could not care.
Yeah, it means nothing. Congrats, you won 1 more game. It's a different series. It's a different momentum. It's different hitting. It's different pitching. It's
They
different
just
everything.
wanna
Nobody
get, like,
won anything but the
reactions,
Dodgers.
so-
Who cares? You lost.
You're not the Dodgers.
You
what are you
lost.
happy about?
Yeah, you lost.
Tech-
We lost. Like what I was saying last
I was
week.
gonna say,
You
you're- maybe
lost.
you're
Well,
saying-
yeah, we brought up
You,
like
you
your
don't
whole.
see me coming in here being like, we
expectation
did
thing.
fantastic. We
Wait, so what are your
tried."
thoughts? The season must be a failure. Then.
Failure.
I enjoyed a lot of parts of the season.
I enjoyed it. It doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. This season was a failure, dude. We allowed 5 unearned runs. This season was a failure.
You know what? I don't know if it was a failure.
Failure.
I don't know.
Aaron,
Chicken buckets were
you-
pretty good this year. It was a
Chicken
good
buckets are
time.
great.
I had a good time at the stadium.
Chicken buckets.
Yeah.
Put my chicken bucket to $75 next year. I do not care.
You know, I love that meme. What if they sign Soto and they're like, "We saw your replies online. Chicken buckets are going up 25%."
do it.
I guarantee you, everybody would be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!"
No, I don't think
No,
so.
You guys have been saying it.
I don't know. Chicken buckets are falling out of style.
No,
I think so.
that's the number 1 food item.
Yeah,
I
that's
think-
delicious. I,
think-
love that.
I
Like-
think the grub tub. I've been
Oh,
seeing
that's
a
what
lot
it is.
more
The grub tub.
Wait, is that the one where they have like the straw embedded
Yeah.
in it? That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
The
That's a
grub
cool
tub is
invention.
way
I
better.
think we all got that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Some
how
of
you
it.
can like sip the straw
Yeah.
where your fries are.
It's
And
good.
It's
I
very
mean, constantly would have lost. Can say
Infomercially.
that a lot
Yeah.
for the Yankees doesn't mean nothing. Mets own the Yankees through 2024. Again, it's just constant. Mets own the Yankees. Who cares? You're out. Everyone's out. Dodgers won the World Series. Who cares who owns who? That's little brother mentality. You think about us all the time.
Yeah.
It is. I love Sal, so that's why I'm saying it.
I don't know.
It's little brother mentality.
I don't know.
It
I'm gonna
is.
let him reply.
I understand because I'm an
'Cause I
Islander
am the
fan.
little,
I'm
little
an-
brother here,
yeah,
so I'm gonna let him go.
yeah, I'm an Islander fan. I understand.
you are the little brother, actually.
Quite
Like,
literally.
verbatim.
Yeah. I'm an Islander fan. I understand what little brother mentality is. I hate the Rangers.
You
I-
guys are little bros to Rangers?
We have no
Yeah.
fans, dude.
No, they don't have fans.
No, I mean we have fans.
Even
but-
Long Island people are Ranger fans.
No. Long Island people are on.
So yeah,
Right,
good
that's the
fan
only
base.
little.
Yeah, I mean,
Sect.
but it's not comparison. I mean, you talk about the
Well,
Rangers.
you would disagree with me, but we're a little brother to the Giants because of like us renting out their stadium previously, and they have more Super Bowls and they have
But
more
I-
like moments. But like fan base wise, I
I
would
don't-
say it's
well,
probably
you
like
said I would-
55 Giant,
I
45
would
Jet.
disagree. I mean, I think I would disagree with that. I think it's very even.
Yeah.
I think it's the most even out of all New York sports is Giants Jets. I think it's very even.
Yeah, especially with the lack of recent success in the last decade.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Giants and Jets are probably closer to 50.
You're going to get up
50.
for next week? Is that a 9 a.m. game?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Am I gonna
German?
get up? Am I gonna get up? Yeah.
You gonna get your Wiener Schnitzel?
Am I gonna get up? Yeah, I'll probably get up. And watch it. I
Really?
just don't. I don't know.
Los Panthers.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
Did you watch? I didn't watch the game. on
Because then
Sunday.
it's a double-edged sword. It's like you kind of want to lose because even though I think tanking is or like rooting for tanking is kind of soft, but you kind of want to get a good pick, but then you also don't want to lose to the Panthers.
Yeah,
And it's
pretty
also a
embarrassing.
trend that every team the Panthers has beat so far this season, they fired their coach the next week.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? Who else got fired? Besides, I know Dennis Allen just got fired. Michael Thomas was going in on Derek Carr.
Yeah, Michael Thomas probably salty. He's not in the
Raiders.
league.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it the Raiders that they beat?
Who? Saints? Oh,
No,
no, they
Panthers.
lost. They lost. Panthers beat the Saints.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did.
no. Who else?
Oh, previously, they beat the Dalton beat someone.
Yeah, that was the Raiders
The Raiders.
Oh, it was
no?
Ray.
this
Okay.
year.
So I think that I don't know. I don't know what to root for. I'm excited though. Real question: if Giants and Jets combined rosters, are they a playoff team?
No.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
That's tough.
That's tough.
I mean,
yes. I think so.
Rogers.
do that?
Is Rogers going to be like a? Yeah, we should go over.
Yeah,
it.
who's the QB?
It's Rogers. Got to be.
Yeah, I think it would have to be Rodgers.
To Rod.
I mean, think about it. Rodgers.
Yeah, we could have a Tyrod Drew Lock kind of combo situation.
Rodgers.
No longer Mike
Rodgers,
Williams.
and then when you want to,
Yeah, I know.
when you run,
He's cheeks.
when you run
Yeah, he's
scramble
bad.
plays, you just throw in Daniel Jones. But
Yeah.
Push.
Malik Neighbors, Devontae Adams, and Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, that's a pretty
It's
good
kind of
three.
fire.
You
Yeah.
take the best of both Giants and Jets O lines. Which Giants had a decent old line. Jets.
No. Tyron Smith is washed. Half the O-line's good.
Could you
On
move
the
him to
Giants? No, I
guard?
was
or
saying the
something,
Giants.
Maybe?
Oh yeah, the Giants have had a good O. But
Yeah.
what's his name is hurt.
Andrew Thomas is hurt, but defense. Oh my God, that defense would be lights out. Brian,
Well,
Yeah.
you guys have a really good. So do we actually have
Yeah,
a really good pass rush.
very good pass rushing.
Will McDonald.
And then Giants flaws corners.
Do you guys have
and
good secondary? Our safeties are pretty butt.
Our safeties are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Nick McLeod's-
Could use a
Nick McLeod's
guy
pretty
with the
bad.
last name McKinney right now.
Yeah,
Couldn't
he's
pay for
a
him.
beast.
I'm over the whole like
Six
McKinney.
picks, I
They
think.
probably have the best safety duo in the league.
I'm over the whole.
That's another thing we
the
were
whole
missing.
McKinney
Evan
and
Williams.
the whole McKinney
Whatever.
and like Saquon thing. I think we just couldn't do it. I think it's a smart
That
move.
hurdle was sick.
Yeah, that was a
It
sick
was good.
hurdle. I think
Someone
I think
said it's gonna be in the Madden trailer. They're
it
probably
might-
right.
Yeah, he might be the Madden cover
A
next year.
backwards hurdle is
He's
one
gonna
of
be the Madden
craziest
cover next
things.
You think so?
He's gonna be the Madden cover.
Is he your?
wouldn't be
He's
I'm not
second
buying it.
on the sports books
I'm
because of
not,
that?
I'm not buying it.
because of the cover athlete.
Yeah.
I feel like cover athletes don't have the same aura as they did when we were
No,
younger.
they don't.
No.
I mean, the NHL one is like the Hughes brothers and like Luke Hughes.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Luke Hughes
I
is
know.
like garbage.
I know, yeah.
Luke Hughes is garbage. I get Jack and Quinn, but Luke is garbage, and he's on the cover.
There's
still.
3 of them in the league. Are they
Mhm.
the NHL ball bros?
Yeah, no, but they're better.
They're
Like
actually
Jack
good.
Hughes, Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes is the best Hughes.
He's excellent.
He's the captain of the Canucks.
Yeah.
He's the captain of the Canucks defenseman. He's one of the best. If it's not Cale Makar, it's Quinn Hughes, best defenseman in the league. Jack Hughes is also very good. The Ball brothers kind of stink.
Yeah.
Lonzo's
D'Angelo.
coming back this year, though. I'm
I
a
said
big
this.
and Lamelo's really good. They're just always hurt.
And
Yeah.
we haven't talked about it yet. And I don't know if I like the Knicks kind of suck. We have like a minute. The Knicks kind of stink.
Why?
Oh yeah.
They just lost to like the Rockets.
Was it yesterday?
Yeah. 3-3. They're 3-3.
Okay.
Rockets
Long season.
lost to the Rockets, Celtics, and Cavs. Even though
But we
Cavs are
absolutely
pretty good.
blown out the water of the Pacers.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
Pistons don't
but
count.
that's bound to happen. They beat you in the playoffs. Like you kind of have to do that.
I totally forgot the Knicks were up 2-0 in that series.
Yeah. And then everything
Yeah.
collapsed.
That was bad.
We were
too
robbed
much
of
in-
a
too
Nick
much.
Celtic, which would have been nice.
Too much injury.
Yeah, that would have been a
That's
fun
probably
series.
most
At that
competition.
point, the Knicks were way too injured to even deal with anything. So I didn't
Yeah.
even want to think about it. Luke Hughes is Thanasis Antetokounmpo.
Really? That's his comp?
I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, probably. Yeah. Quinn also won the Norris last year. Quinn. Oh, said it twice. Yeah. Quinn's fan. I just said that. Quinn is the best. Hughes brother.
Who's the best
probably-
team in hockey besides the hockey club?
They're
Last
in the
year?
playoff spot.
No,
Winnipeg-
right now.
Win- Winnipeg
Oh, right now
Jets.
the Jets. Yeah, they're
11
Really?
and 1.
yeah 11
They're
and 1.
nasty.
They're
We're playing them
disgusting.
tonight.
They're such a good team,
So
and
we'll
they've
see.
always been a good team, but they just can't. They net like last year they were really good.
The hump. They can never get over the hump.
They can never get over the hump, but this year they're lights out. They have a great team. Oh, great team.
Hellebuck is always good.
Hellebuck is always great. They have, Kyle Connor. They have young talent, which is good. Oh my God, I was choked. They have a young talent, which is good. Their defense is very good. I wonder if what's called selling team. I don't know, but
Blake Wheeler. No,
they're
he's
the
down.
no, not done. They're the best team in the league for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well,
Let's go Devils.
I guess we're gonna call it here. That was a great. We did a whole hour, which I like.
There we go.
Nick's not here. Connor, thank you for replacing him. You did a great
Got it.
job.
Thank you.
Nick, thanks for calling. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, folks.
Go vote.